Hello, my name is Lynn Mordank, and I want to share the benefits of early intervention and the kids receiving these crucial services in the timely manner. I want to show you this picture of my son Timothy. He was able to receive physical therapy, but after 7 months of waiting, which was huge amount of stones that could have been met if the services were met in a timely manner. And it's a federal right for services to be met in 30 days. So I don't understand why this isn't happening. This is here with Miss Devon. And I just want to share how a positive light she had been to Timothy. Timothy could not walk when he was first assessed at 18 months. He was unsteady on his feet, very unstable, and just had very low muscle control. And when we finally were able to get the 30 minutes of early intervention and intensive support with Miss Devon, he just grew leaps and bounds and just his confidence. And if you can see him navigating this playground, he was never able to do that by himself. But with this proper support, he just felt so much more confident. Unfortunately, Miss Devon did have to leave the early intervention field, and she didn't want to, but simply because she had student loans to pay, she had to make a living, and to put simply, her salary just was not able to help her to afford rent and to pay off her student loans. So she ended up leaving the field of early intervention, even though she didn't want to. And one of the last things that Miss Devon did tell Timothy was that you are brave, you're confident, and just having those things made me see that these early intervention providers are so crucial for a child between 0 to 3. And when these services are not met, even if just for that time period, there are so many gaps and things that will affect them in the future. And still to this day, my son asks, where did Miss Devon go? And I don't have the heart to tell him that he had to leave, or she had to leave. So I just ask you and urge you to think of my son Timothy when he wasn't able to get his services for early intervention, and also countless other families in New York State who are still waiting for these crucial services, and how agony and frustrating it is when when they are not able to be met. Thank you.
am an elementary school teacher as well as a mother of twin 5-year-olds who received early intervention therapy. I am so passionate about these services and fervently believe that my twins are doing as well as they are because of the work that their therapist did with them from when they were only a couple of months old all the way through when they were 3. When my children were born at 31 weeks, it was really terrifying. We were told that they would need so much work just to get them to where other children their age were. We put in the work, we worked with the therapists, and they are doing just exceptionally, exceptionally well. Not only that, as a teacher, I really saw how the students that I had who had received early intervention therapy in their early years were benefiting from it. I noticed their focus, their organization, their ability to stay tuned into lessons. And I just know that these children really came such a long way from where they started. I can't imagine how it would have looked different if we had to wait any longer than we did. We were very lucky. There happened to have been an opening, and we got spots with a couple of our therapists right away. As I understand it, that's just not the case. And I do believe that so much of their success is because we were able to really hit the ground running. Please, please, please make early intervention available to families as soon as possible.
Hello, my name is Diane Olden, and I live in Tompkins County. I'm a retired nurse, having retired in July of 2023 from being a service coordinator for early intervention. I started my work as a service coordinator in July of 2006, retiring in 2023, so you can imagine the changes that I've seen. I want to talk to you about what I see as a kernel issue in this problem is providers not having gotten raises, providers being expected to do so much unpaid work that it is no longer financially feasible for them to stay in early intervention. They don't get paid for travel time. We live in a rural county. If a child is not home, not found when they get there, none of that time that they've spent is paid for. They don't get paid for coming to meetings. They're not even getting paid to do trainings for like the EI hub. And NICE. They went through all the training for NICE, never getting paid for it. So we have providers who will no longer do early intervention services. They'll do preschool services, but not early intervention. And as we all know, birth to 3 is the entire reason early intervention was born. Birth to 3 is the most critical time in brain development. So to go as a service coordinator and a nurse who knows the implications of the lack of services can do, to go from being able to get who I thought would be the best fit for a family to begging anyone to take them has been a heartbreak that I cannot overstate. We have kids who come in and get qualified for the program and leave early intervention sometimes a year or more later, never having had a service. We have kids on a wait list, sometimes over 50 kids waiting. And I know we're not alone in this county. It's happening everywhere. There must be changes made to the rate of pay and the unpaid time, or we're going to keep losing the providers we so desperately need. You must do something at the state level. This is not a fix for counties to do. This is a fix for the state to make. And kids literally can't wait. I have seen the unbelievable changes in the trajectory of a child and a family's life when they're given a diagnosis of CP or a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, and the changes and the skills that are given to that family to cope and the child to work through and with. It changes the entire course of that whole family's life. You must fix this. You must help.